Okay, good. So yeah, so like have you tested the assignment on Google?
Yeah, I got.
So seems like you did quite poorly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you tried to look at the questions that you get wrong, and then there is a help link over there. So what is your experience about that?
I think that one thing which is good about it, like you can get your answer immediately.
Yeah,
Then
your score.
you can, yeah. Then there's a link that I can click on to know where is my mistake. Yeah, I think it's quite convenient like that.
I will say is really convenient. The reason being, let me share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. So while you are talking, actually I can also go and take a look at the work you have done. So I'm sharing what I have been doing lah. So okay, so this is actually yours. Okay, this is your score. Okay, so yeah, this is your score. Okay, so basically, okay, let's look through the questions one by one, because I think over here, I think the first few questions are new, right? They talk about prime factorization and things like that, and then the subsequent questions, then you touch upon the simultaneous equations, um, discriminants, quadratic equations, and logarithm plus the binomial expansion, right? Okay, so let's look at the first question. Actually, the first question you are correct, but just that because you put it in this manner, right? So can you see my sharing already?
Yeah.
You can see right over here, your answer is correct, but actually the correct answer, like you're supposed to present it in this manner, but of course you present it in this manner, which is also okay. Okay, but strictly speaking, right? Strictly speaking, you need to read the English part. It says what? Product of each prime factors. Product. So you cannot use 2 to the power of 3. Okay, so begin you need to use 2 times 3. I mean 2 times 2 times 2, because they want product, right? Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means you need to read the question carefully next time. Okay, your answer is correct, your concept is correct, but according to the question, strictly speaking, they want product. Okay, they don't want this 2 to the power 3. Okay, so if your answer is wrong, so immediately you can see the answer here, because okay, that this is a bit of feedback to you, how you should get the answer. Plus, if you want to check out how to get prime factorization for other numbers, there is a help link, and then this link is straight away point you to the video. Okay, so number one. Next, okay, so for this question, you get it wrong. So similarly, you also got the help link. Okay, for this question, I don't know why you get 2744. Why?
Um,
Hmm.
like 49 times 56.
So if you look at, let me, you can actually see, right? It says K is 49, right? So if K is 49 over here, the feedback here, the volume will be 56 times 49, right? So that means it will be 2744. But the question asking for surface area, that means you didn't read the question properly. Hello.
Yeah.
The question asks for surface area. You give what? 2744, you see? 2744 is the volume. Come on. Hello. You know why you get wrong already?
Yeah.
The question asking for surface area, but you give. Hello.
Volume.
You give volume. Okay. So read the question carefully. Okay. Next. Over here it says answer the question shown below. The coordinates of A. Oh, this question we talked about it before. I remember.
Yeah. This question. So I actually work out the thing, and then for X, right, I got 11.
Which is,
but I don't know whether it's correct or wrong.
Negative, right? It should be negative 11, like, not 11.
Yeah, negative 11.
And
I
it's not exact. It's not exact. It should be minus 11 point da 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 da. That's why I say use 3 significant figures here when possible.
Okay.
So if you find out the answer is exactly minus 11, that means you're wrong. Okay. But anyway, you can click on the help link, and then this will point you to a similar question. Okay. I remember this question very clearly because you asked me what is left in the indices and logarithm chapter. And then I show you, oh, in fact, you need to learn how to draw y equals to e to the power x. And you also need to learn how to draw 3 to the power x plus 1. Am I right?
Yeah, but I noticed that this question is still a bit different from the question you showed me, because for the curve, right, the one in the video is like something x plus something, but this one is 3 to the power of x plus 1. Then I think it's like a bit different.
I will say, of course, I will not give you exactly the same, okay? I will give you like similar. So basically, I always emphasize what? I always emphasize the technique behind is more important than the questions itself. Okay? So for this particular question, right, it says the curve, this curve meets this curve at this point A. So basically what it means is, if I were to just briefly talk about it, so what it means is basically this one, it meets this at one point. So what it means is you want to find the intersection point, right?
Yeah.
So when you need to find the intersection point, the concept is what? The concept is solving simultaneous equation. Okay?
Oh,
So,
I think I'm ready.
so once you have this, don't you see this very familiar? What you do? You learn both sides, right? Okay? Does this remind you of the 3 methods? Common base, common power, or learn both sides, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see? So I just tweak the question a little bit. Okay? I think you are so used to this type of question. I think if I ask you to solve this, right, I don't think you have problems. But right now, what I ask you to do, I give you in this format. I ask you in this format, and then you get stuck already. Why? Huh?
Because this one involves of reading the graph.
Correct. So that means what I'm trying to say is like this type of question is called the O-level type of question. Okay, it tests you the concepts of intersections. So when they ask you for they meet at point A, what it means is, oh, this is the intersection point. So when it comes to intersection point, what it means is solving simultaneous equation. So how do you solve simultaneous equation? Then you use this long both sides. Basically, this question tests you 2 concepts: intersection points, and then long both sides. Okay?
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Because
Go ahead.
when I solve this question, right, then I will get an answer, but the answer it means x. I find the x value, but then the one is okay. I know that the answer refers to the intersection point, but I don't really understand. Like when I get the x value, then it's equals to the intersection point. Like it doesn't.
So let's say your x is equal to minus 11.1, right? Okay. So once you get x equals to 11.1, okay, are you still there?
Yeah.
So once you get x equals to 1, right? So it says the question asks for the coordinates of A, right? So basically they want this. Okay. So you already found what? The x coordinate already. So what you need to do, you just, because you got your equation 1, you got your equation 2. Okay. So what you do is, once you get x already, what you do is you just put it into, you can put it into 2 also can. You want to put it into 1 also can. So I put it into 2. So that is your y. So help me out with a calculator. Hello.
Yeah, I am.
I think you should get 0 or close to 0.
Uh, yeah, 0.00015.
Just like use 3 significant figures when possible, right? According to it. So basically, you should get this answer. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Can I continue to the next question?
Yeah.
So basically, you have been learning how to solve this. You have been learning how to solve this, and then suddenly I try to give this question in a graph question format, and then you get a bit stuck. Okay, that's very common.
Yeah.
This is the, by the way, this is the O level type of question. Okay, let me move on.
Wait, so can I ask for this question for right? Is it like almost like the same that they will test?
Yes, basically over here, right? It can test you many things. Like you can see below. Let me move on to below. Yeah, over here, they can also say like the curve this thing does not meet this y equals to e to the power x, and then find the value of x or find the range of value of x. You know that kind of thing. That means that question will be on discriminant. Okay. Over here is intersection point. So you use simultaneous equation. But if the question change to, oh, the curve does not meet this, then find the range of x. Then this question will be changed to discriminant, which is below. Can you see the line, right? Can you see the line? This one cuts the curve at 2 distinct points. Okay, so a to the power of 2 is a square. So means, okay, you get it wrong. Why? I think this question is exactly the same. If you click on the help link. Hello.
I click now.
No, you don't need to click now. I'm just telling you. Okay, this question is a feminine.
Oh, I know already. Is it because of when you square root it, it's plus and minus 4?
Hold on. Okay, what I want to say is, okay, if you click on the help, right, you should know already lah. Because once you click on the help, right, okay, the question, what I okay, you click on it because the question is exactly the same, so you will get this thing lah. I think it's smaller than bigger than 0 or smaller than 0. Oh, it should be more than 0 because it's 2 distinct points. So you should get this. So once you get this right, you will see that. So it's bigger than 0. So basically, first you need to determine is this shape or this shape first. Okay, right?
Yeah.
So then once you determine is which shape, then you will either shape here or you will shape here. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is you will get 2 answers because this one will give you 1 answer. This one will give you another answer. So which, let's say this is your A, this is your B. So you will get your A here, you get your B here, you get your A here, you get your B here. So because of this, then you will get that the -4, and you will get this range. You will check it out. You check it out. Check out the link. It's exactly the same question. Okay. And I mean, don't check it out now. I mean, you can check it out after this lesson.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this question is on discriminant. So by the way, in fact, all these questions, right, I have given you, right, is a revision of what we have learned so far. Of course, it's not 100%, but I think it covers like 80% of them. Okay. So it's also a very good test for you, like to gauge where you are about the concepts you have learned so far. Okay. Okay. You don't have to worry too much. So we need to keep doing this. Okay. Okay. Next. Over here, write down the first 4 term. This one should be easy, right? This one.
I don't understand what does it mean by like the first 4 term.
First 4 term. Okay. So okay. Good. So we will talk about binomial expansion today because we continue from our last lesson. So over here, okay, if you click on this link, right, this link will not give you ascending order because I remember last lesson we talked about what descending order. So last lesson, okay, let's take this as an example. So if I have to the power of 5, right? To the power of 5, right? How many terms I will have?
Yeah. 6.
Exactly. So I say, okay, let's start with the simple one first. This is called descending order, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Why? Because x to the power 2, x to the power 1, and then there is no x. Am I right?
Yeah.
This is called descending order. So what if I want it to be in ascending order? So if I want
Minus.
order, so you 1 plus 2x plus x to the power 2, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
This one there is no x, and this is x to the power 1, x to the power 2. So for here is ascending order. So right now,
Actually, you just switch a place.
exactly. So that means basically you need to get all the terms out, and what you do, rearrange. Depends what the
I'll
question.
count from that word.
Yeah, depends whether the question is asking for descending order or ascending order. Okay. Okay.
Ascending.
Can or not? Can we continue? Hello. Can we continue?
Yeah.
Good. Then I will come back to this question. Okay. So let's say I do it in the next page. So if I want it to be ascending order, so what it means? So first, determine how many terms you have. You should have 5 terms,
5.
right?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, your name you can change it to another name lah. So your name won't appear as Su Li lah. Next time round. Okay, so
Can you drop the name when you upload the video?
pardon.
Can you help me like drop my name when I upload the video?
Wait. The video here I cannot drop your name. I mean, I will not write your name. Like I upload to YouTube already, I will not say Su Li first lesson. I will just say SL 7 lesson. So there are many SL, right? So
So for this one cannot like drop. Yeah.
no, here I mean your this name, right? You don't put as Su Li lah. You can put as SL. Here, can you see?
Can you like go out and then log in again? Like very fast.
Can like
I just need 1 minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Can.
Can you?
Nice. Okay. By the way, I just realized your name is Su Li just now lah. Oh, I didn't pay attention to this until I really pay attention. Then I got that. Okay, good. Okay, now you change it. Good, very good. Okay, so like I say, let's back to the question. So you have power 4, right? So basically you need to have 5 terms, right? So this is your first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, and then now can I ask you? Normally, just now the question. For this question, you will start with ascending or descending order. So it basically is up to you. So what the convention is what? The convention is descending order. Okay? But the question here it says ascending order. Right? Right? The question says ascending order. I know the question is not asking for this term, but I don't want to give you the direct answer. So I just give you a similar question. Okay? But the concept is ascending order, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, okay, let me save this first, because I'm scared it gets crashed. I use SL.
Okay.
Okay, good. So, so you want ascending order, what it means is your first term must be x to the power of what?
Ascending order should be
The last one should be what? If the first one you are confused, the last one should be the highest power, right?
4.
So that means over here, right? So before I fill up the blank, so where's my pen? Okay, never mind. Let me get this down first. Sorry. Let me close this first. Screen sharing I stop as the screen is closed. Okay. So now let me share again. Okay, back. Let me share my screen again. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, good. So that means the highest power should be at last, which is somewhere here, right? That means definitely is here, right?
Okay.
Am I right?
Yeah.
I cannot see your face, so you must respond. Means yes, please say something. Okay. So
Okay.
before I continue with that, the technique is always what? The technique is always identify the first term. This is my first term here. This is my second term. Okay. And then what do you do next? You do this. Fill in the first term to the second bracket for all of them first. Okay. Then fill in the second term to the third bracket. So like I say, it's very mechanical. Okay. Now the question is they want ascending order, right? So that means the last here should have power 4. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Continue.
So I want to know that for the bracket, the power of 4, the 1 plus 2x, like do I arranging by the order or just like the number and x? Because last time the video should be the 2x is in the middle, right?
Are you okay? Are you saying this type? I mean, are you saying the question is like this?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Okay. If the question, that means then this will be your first term. This will be your second term, right? So then you just do it accordingly.
So I replace the 2x with the 1.
Actually, I will say it doesn't matter because it's multiplication. There's no difference. I think I remember. But anyway, good to ask. So, but you just use the same technique. Fill the second bracket with the first term.
Okay.
Okay, and then this with the second term. Okay. Oh, by the way, you should have one more because power 3. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not going to talk about the below question. I'm going to focus on the above one. Okay. So now, then the question should be quite simple. Okay. Let me erase this first. So I already determined that my highest power should be at the back, right?
Yeah.
So that determines this is 4, so that means this should be 3, and then this one should be 2, 1, 0, right?
Yeah.
Then the power for my 1 is also easy because if the x power here is 4, then this is 0, then this one should be what? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The reason is if you still remember, this 2 should add up to 4. These 2 should add up to 4. These 2 should add up to 4.
Okay.
Okay? So it's very, very mechanical. Okay? Then now, I am only left with this bracket to fill. This bracket is determined by what? 4 0. 4 0. Then this one is 3 1. 3 1. This one is 2 2. Am I right? No, I'm wrong. I remember I made this mistake last time. Okay? No, wrong. I made this mistake last time. I remember. I watched the video, so I remember very clearly. So this one should be what? 4 over 1. This one should be 4 over 2. I mean 4 choose. Sorry, not over. 4 choose. 4 choose 1. Okay? 4 choose.
Oh, minus.
Okay? So this one will be 4 choose 3. Then will be 4 choose 4. Okay? Okay? So I'm done already. But the question asks for what? First, how many terms?
4.
First 4 terms. So that means I need to simplify first. So let me help me out. 4 choose 0.
1.
1. So that means everything here is 1, by the way. Okay, next term, 4 choose 1.
4.
Okay, good. So 4 times 1 times 2x. Continue. 4 choose 2.
6.
6 times 1 times 2, 4x squared. One more. 4 choose 3.
4.
Nice. 8x3. They want first 4 terms, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means the behind term here, ignore. Dot, dot, dot. So 4 times 2, 8x. 6 times 4, 24x squared. 4 times 8, 32, x to the power 3 plus dot, dot, dot. So these are the 4 terms. So that means I answered the question already. They want the first 4 terms in ascending order.
Okay.
So I just give the first 4 terms. So actually, whatever behind, right, you can ignore. So basically what you do is with a dot, dot, dot. By the way, you need to remember this dot, dot, dot. If not, you are wrong. Because if you just write like this, right, it's not correct. Why? Because this whole thing is not equal to this 4 term. Can you see? So if you tell me this whole thing is just equals to this, you're wrong. Okay, this whole thing is equal to these 4 terms plus some more thing. But since the question is not asking for that, I'm not giving that.
So we represent it as dot, dot, dot.
Yes. Without the dot, dot, you are wrong.
In O level also like that.
Yes. Because like I say, without the dot, 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 right? Without the dot, 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 you are actually saying this whole thing is equal to this 4 term. No, not true. Right? This whole thing is actually equals to these 4 terms plus there is one more term. But since the question is not asking for that, so I will not give that.
So if there's 2 more terms, we also like represent dot, dot, dot. We don't have to say like 1 term is 3 dot like that.
No, like regardless, if you have like many terms behind, just dot, dot, dot. I mean 3 dot, like this.
So only 3 dot, cannot say 4 dot or 5 dot.
Don't give like 6 dot because you know in English, right? In English, 3 dots, right?
Oh, okay.
Then don't later you tell me you give like circle like that. Also, you know, to be consistent.
Okay.
Okay, can?
Okay.
So you now I purposely give you ascending order. The reason is because during the lesson I remember we talked about descending order. So I just you shouldn't expect me to give you the exact question. I will tweak it a bit.
Okay.
Okay, can I move on?
Okay.
Good. So in fact, right, the following question it asks. So let's say the question is this. So given the question just now to the power of 4, it says this thing times this. It might not be exact, but the question might not be exactly like this. But you know, right? I will not give you an exact question, lah. So you don't expect me to give you an exact question. So they say, this term, which you have already found the first 4 terms, times one more thing, and then you are asked to find what? Let me go to the page. So this one is done, the first 4 terms, and then it says times this. It asks you to find the x to the power of 3 coefficient. Can you see? Okay, x to the power of 3 coefficient. So over here, I want you to find the coefficient of x2. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to get the first 4 terms of this first. Am I right?
For this question, do we use the first 4 terms or we use the whole 5 terms?
Yes, because you look at the question, it says what? This question is linked to part A, right? Hence, hence means that you must use the previous question. Unless the question says otherwise. Otherwise means you can use other technique. But if it says hence, it means you need to use the previous question answer. Okay, so take note of hence. Okay, so now let me use the previous first 4 terms. By the way, I'm talking about binomial expansion. Don't think I'm not talking about binomial expansion. Okay, let me get it to this slide. Okay, good enough. So the first 4 term is this. Okay, so basically you use a bracket, so it times what? Times this. Okay, now the question wants what? The question wants x to the power of 2 only. The question never asks for x to the power of. So basically you have x to the power of 0, x to the power of 1, x to the power of 2, x to the power of 4, or x to the power of 5. The question only wants x to the power of 2. The rest, not interested. Okay, so my focus will be, I only want to pick out the x to the power of 2 term from this multiplication. Okay, so I ask myself, so I open the bracket, 1 times 2. Do I pick this one?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
No, because the question doesn't want 2. The question only want something x to the power of 2, right? So I don't need to times this one. Do I need to times? Okay, basically I underline first, so it's easier for you to see. So 8x times 2, the question also not interested, right? Because the question only wants x2. So, but I think the question wants this. So because 24 x2 times 2, the question wants this. So I note down this. Okay, continue. The question wants 32x to the power of 3. No, don't want. So ignore. So I'm done already. Now I need to times 3x. Okay, then 1 times 3x, the question doesn't want this. 8x times 3x, the question wants this. Right? And then subsequently, plus 24x squared times 3x, question doesn't want. 32x cubed times this, question also doesn't want. Okay, done deal. Now, I just need to combine these two.
So this one also need dot.
Yeah, of course, because it's not equal to the first 2 terms, right?
Okay.
So this one equals to 72x squared. Done deal. They want the coefficient, right? So I just answer the question. The coefficient of x squared is 72. That's it for this question.
Okay.
So far so good.
Good.
Okay. So this question is we haven't talked about it, but it's quite common. It's quite common. Okay.
Okay.
So of course, I think you will have questions like they want the term that is independent of x. So what's the meaning of this? Independent of x means x to the power of 0 term. Okay, so that's the meaning of independent of x. That means no x. No x means x to the power of 0. Okay, so if they ask for this term, if I use this question, you need to pick the 1 times 2. Yeah, you need to pick this term.
Also without x.
Yeah.
So just like number.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is called independent of x. I mean, okay, dependent means 你靠它 independent of x means 不靠它 that means no x. Okay? Can?
Okay. So like
Ah.
in math questions, they don't use simple English like
Yep.
no x. They use independent of x.
Yes. Okay, or sometimes they might have other terms, but so far I think independent of x. Okay, so let's continue. Last question, question 7. Okay, it says you have this quadratic equation. Is this quadratic? No, polynomial.
Yeah, this one.
So how? Polynomial how?
Oh,
You blank.
this polynomial.
You blank. Yes. Yeah.
No. How about the question in front?
7.
Yeah, 7.4.
This one. Let me see. Okay, let me get this question to this. This one is not polynomial. I just realized. This one is what?
Indices or logarithm.
Indices. How come you leave it blank?
No, because I was thinking about the 7.4. Then I cannot open it up because I want to get like 2
wait.
over a, 2 over a, but I don't have.
You mean you
2 to the power of a.
this is question 7. Then this is the rest.
How what?
Yeah. So okay, wait. So
it's not 7.4.
Then why you never read this is 6.b? Basically, this is question 6a. This is question 6b, and then this is question 7. Then 4. You know, this.
Oh my god, no wonder.
Okay, never
I
mind.
think I know how to do this question.
Yeah, never mind. So basically, this question is this. Go back and practice. You can keep practicing. I don't need. I mean, every time you practice, you key in the number, then you send it, then you will immediately get a score. That's the wonderful thing of this. So basically, this is the question. We have been talking about this.
Yeah, I know how to do.
Okay,
Definitely.
so I'm going to talk about this. Okay, next question. Question 8. If you don't know how to do, you can also help. I think I have a similar question to this. Okay, given that this thing, divisible by this. This one okay what?
No, our teacher only teach us divided by 2 terms, but not 3 terms.
No lah, you cannot be so. I don't know also 2 term or how many term but let me just get this question out.
But I tried, but I cannot do because like we're at A, right? Then I get.
Let me try. Try to write down. It's divisible by what? Divisible by this thing. Right?
Is it divisible means divide by?
Divisible. So basically, when we talk about polynomial. Okay, tell me what concept you have learned for polynomial. Factor theorem.
Yeah.
And then remainder theorem.
Yeah.
And then
Is there something with the QD?
partial fraction, right?
Partial fraction?
Partial fraction is also under this chapter. Okay, but anyway, long division also. Right? So basically, these are the main 4 concepts you should have learned in polynomial. Okay, so I hope you realize one thing. For every question, right, I want you to think of the concepts that is linked to this question. So like this question, the first question, this question. So I want you to think of what we have learned for this question, right? Common base, common power, along both sides. Okay, because once you look at this question, if you can link this question to some concepts you have learned, your job is half done. Okay, the problem is you cannot link. That's tragic. Okay, you cannot link. That's why you cannot continue. Right? Similar to this. Like you have this bigger than 0. What concept? Can I use the formula, or can I use completing square, or should I use factorization, or should I use this concept? Okay, if you cannot link, that's tragic. Okay, if you can link, your job is half done. Okay, so now can I move on to the previous question?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so over here, divisible. Divisible means what? Which concept? Factor theorem. Divisible
Yeah. It
is
means can
factor,
divide
right?
by.
It's a factor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, for this question, you need to use factor theorem because it says divisible. Okay. If okay, by the way, when you click on the link, right? I think the help, basically the help here for this question is I am showing you the question using remainder theorem. Okay. Okay. But over here you should use factor theorem, but they are similar. Okay. So let me talk about this question then. Let me get this out. Okay, divisible. Divisible means what? Divisible means factor theorem. So factor theorem says what? Factor theorem says basically what you need to do is you need to get this into this. So basically you transform this into this. Okay? Am I right?
Yeah.
So once you get this, right, what it means is x equals to 2 and x equals to 1 are factors of this fx.
Oh, so it's sub in.
So that means you f2, right? You get 0. f1, you get 0. So what it means, like you sub in the 2 to it, so you get this.
Oh, that is simultaneous equation.
Correct. So I'm not going to solve, I'm just showing you only.
Okay, I think I know now.
Yeah, so the key thing here is what? The key thing
You
here,
think you know how to open the bracket and then
yeah,
yeah.
get it into this and try to find the factors. Okay?
Okay.
Find the factors.
I
Okay?
realize this is so easy.
Yeah. So let me change this question to, so basically this question, right? When it says divisible, so that means you use factor theorem. So what if I use the same question, but I change the wording. I change some words. So let me erase this first, huh? So let's say I say this one is not divisible. I say this one divides this and leaves remainder 2 or 3. Okay. So what it means is you don't use factor theorem because it says it leaves remainder. So you use remainder theorem.
Can I ask you, actually by
But the
using
concept,
the
uh-huh,
factor theorem, I also can find a remainder, right?
okay. For factor theorem, the remainder is 0. For remainder theorem, the remainder is these 2. But you use the same technique, which I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Okay. So same thing, get it into this form. So that means these 2 are not the factors, but when you sub this into it, so that means you sub this into it, you will get 2. And then when you sub this into it, you will get 3. So what it means is, let's say you sub the 1 into it, you will get 2. So this is your equation 1. And then this one, you sub 2 into it. You will get 3. So you just solve this simultaneous equation also. Okay, so the concept of factor theorem and remainder theorem is similar. But for factor theorem, your this thing is both 0 if you use factor theorem.
Okay, I think your second equation shouldn't be +3.
Let me double check. Leave remainder 2 or 3, right? Plus 2. Okay, should be equal to 2. You're right.
Equals to, isn't it equals to 3?
Yeah, I'm going to correct it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's good. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just tell you the difference. The difference is just the name, but the technique is almost the same. Okay?
Okay.
Can? Okay? Okay? So it doesn't matter whether it's like, probably you are saying, this is 3 terms. That's why. Because you are expecting this, right? You are expecting this, right? Because if you are given this, right? That means straight away this, right? So x equals to 1 is either a factor or it gives you a remainder, right? Okay, but it's okay, the technique is this.
Can I ask, then in what situation do I use long division?
Long division. When you use long division, when you have this, when they ask you for A and B, right? You look at the question. Let me go to the question. Okay, if you look at the question, right, it says the value of B. And then here, the same question, the value of A. So when you are asked for the value of A and B, right, that means you are asked to find A and B. A and B means like you are asked to find X and Y. So when you need to find 2 unknowns, you need to form a simultaneous equations. Because 2 equations, you can solve 2 unknowns. For 3 unknowns, you need 3 equations. So this question clearly asks you to basically form 2 equations. And then therefore you can find 2 unknowns. For long division, all the terms or all the coefficients should be known. So basically what I mean is this. I can only think of a question, but this question might not be valid. Okay, it's divisible by probably x plus 1, let's say. I don't know. Okay, let me think. Okay, let's treat it like this is a valid question. So if it's divisible by x plus 1, right, then you just do this. Long division.
Oh, but then it cannot be 3 term, right?
Then all these coefficient, right, can be 3 term, but all the things are known. Okay, it can be 3 term, it can be. So let me show you a 3 term one. The technique is the same actually. Let me show you a 3 term. Why not? Why not? 为什么不可以? Okay, this question might not be valid. Okay, I must tell you because I just think of it spontaneously on the spot, so might not be valid. Okay, so what you do is, so you just start with this. So this one will be 4x. So you get what? 4x cubed. So this one minus, so it's minus 8x squared. This one is 1 times 4x plus 4x. Then this thing, so basically it's minus. So this thing, okay, minus the bracket. Okay, so 4x cubed minus 0. Minus, so this is plus 8x squared. So 3x squared plus 8x squared, 11x squared. Plus 2x minus 4x minus 2x. Okay? Can continue? Okay? How do you continue?
Plus 11.
Yes, plus 11. So we get 11x squared minus 2x plus 11. Then once again, 11x squared minus this, gone. Minus plus, so plus 20x. Minus plus, minus, so minus 10. So that means my this is not divisible. So that means my this statement should be is divided by this, divided by this thing, and leaves a remainder of this one. After I go through the long division, then I realize I have a remainder. Okay? Okay, so another concept here is you need to know what is this, what is this, and then of course, what is this, and then what is this? I mean the name. Okay? I'm going to tell you the name. This is called the quotient.
Quotient.
Quotient. And then this is called the divisor.
Divisor.
And this is called the remainder. Then last but not least, this is called the dividend. Okay. Why is this important? Why is this important? I'm going to go to the next slide.
Because in the question they will come out with word.
Yeah, probably you will get tested in long division. Okay, let me clear this first. I will show you why this is important. Okay, good. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to change it. Okay, so in order to tell you why is it important, I would like to give you a simple example. What do you give here? 4, right?
Oh.
You get 8, right? And you get 1, right? So how do you write? How do you write this? How do you write this thing in the equation form? You write it like this: 2 times 4 plus 1, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So similarly, how do you write this whole thing? You write like this. This whole thing is equal to my 2 is the divisor. So this is divisor. And then the 4 is the quotient. I write the quotient here. And then the plus 1 is plus the remainder. So I plus the remainder. Okay?
Okay.
So good enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So yeah. That's why you need to learn long division. Okay?
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
In all levels, right? What is the most higher chance? What kind of question or what kind of topic like will come up?
Come up for.
Like, which one is like the common topic that you will come out?
Okay. By the way, each concept or each topic, if you look at your past year 10-year series, right? Each concept, each topic will cover like 10 marks each. Okay. So it means each topic you will get 2 to 3 questions. Questions like this. Okay.
So
Like this one.
so
Yeah. This will be just one question from polynomial. So very likely this can be one of the 2 or 3 questions. And then the next question for polynomial will be, they will test you long division. And then one more question for polynomial will be partial fraction. Okay, so these 3 questions will cover the chapter of polynomial.
so like each chapter worth like 10 marks. Like don't have say
Yes.
maybe some chapters they worth like more marks than others?
Uh,
Like a bigger portion?
generally, okay. By the way, different years, different weightage for different concepts. But generally, I will say um, each chapter should be about 10 marks. Some, of course, are more. Like what? Like what? Because you know, right? 10-year series, all questions are not so straightforward, right? So like this, this question, you see? This question, are you looking at the question 4?
Yeah.
This question is what? Indices and graph and simultaneous and logarithm, yes. You see, so this question covers 4 chapters. Okay.
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 Okay. So I think we have a very good lesson today. So going forward, right? Going forward, I will continue. By the way, this assignment here, I need to do it during my free time, but I really think is really good because first you can get immediate feedback, like you get immediate score. That's number one. Second is you click on the help link, you basically can know uh, which lesson at which point we are talking about this concept. Okay, so this is the second benefit. Okay, the third benefit is, of course, you don't need to wait for me. You can quickly keep doing it until you score. So basically you can keep practicing without waiting for me to mark, right, or explain to you, right? So it's so much better than Suli, go and do your 10 series. Once you do your 10 series, and then you come back to me. I'm not too sure whether this question is correct or not. Then I need to mark it lah. Then after that, you will still ask me, don't know how to do lah. Then you still need to like ask me during the lesson lah. But at least if you take the initiative, you click on the help link, at least you can get to the concept yourself first.
Okay.
It really makes everything very effective. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got one more question. It's actually
Like,
one topic last year that before I came here study, then I realized that I missed one or two topic, and then one of them is highest common factor and lowest something multiple.
oh, very good.
Yeah.
That is
Then
our
also
prime factorization.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that chapter because like throughout, right, maybe one or two questions was on it.
Yeah.
Then, but like we never like learn it like detailedly. So
Okay, very good. So my suggestion for you, I will by the way, this question is on highest common factor and lowest common multiple. Okay. Next lesson, before our next lesson, I'm going to give you a question on highest common factor and lowest common multiple. Okay. And the questions will test you the concept. If you make it wrong, by the way, I already have that video done already. Okay. The video, I have done it like with another student. So another reason why I want to gather the video is I can have all these resources, right? I can share the resources with you, because if I have taught this concept with another student, by the way, is a Sec 1 student, then why not I share his materials with you, right? Okay, of course I will try not to show you his face, but at least I can show you the materials I have taught with him, so immediately you can get those materials and you can learn on your own also. It saves your time also. Okay? I will give you a very, very O-level type of question on HCF and LCM. Don't worry about it.
okay.
So every quiz will be about 20 marks, like about 10 questions. Okay? So basically, you are tested all the time.
Okay.
I find this is really, really good. Okay.
No.
I don't think your school is implementing this as of now. Okay.
This one we use it for like surveys and all those stuff.
Yeah lah, I know lah, survey, because
Yeah.
I don't use it for survey. I use it for really like, survey is not for me lah. Survey is for other marketers or sales team lah. For me, I want you to know which question you get wrong, and if you are wrong, you can get immediate help by clicking on this link. Okay. By the way, this link, right? For this link to work, I have to make the videos public. That's the reason why I need to share it on YouTube. If I just save it in my computer, right, you can never see this link.
Okay.
So I just want to let you know why I share video on YouTube, because I really want to get this help link available to all the students. By the way, I have other sheets also for like P6, Set 1, P6. Okay. So I have like, yeah, I have all these already. Okay. So I will test you the highest common factor and lowest common multiple. Then the next lesson, if you still cannot get it after watching the video and after doing the question, then we can spend a little bit more time on that concept. Okay? Because I find that because one thing I realized is by doing this exercise, this question, I can see that I'm not too sure whether you know prime factorization or not, but by doing this, you get it correct, right? In fact, I can see that you understand prime factorization already. So I know that, oh, I don't need to teach this concept already, because I see you get the correct answer, right? Am I right?
No, still have to teach.
No, like you get the correct answer, then why need to teach?
No, because that one is I go online, then I find out the answer.
You mean help? You click help, then or what?
No, I search online like
You
the
search.
prime factor.
No need you don't need to search online. What you click help, then immediately similar question. I think that question is 56, not 56.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that question is 124 or something like, but different, definitely different questions. Okay, but the technique is okay. Okay. So read the question carefully lah. The question is asking surface area, then you don't give volume.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So do let me know how I can help you more. So I will also improve on my side. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay, I will give you one more assignment. So you complete the assignment before our next lesson.
Okay.
Hey, thank you so much, Suli.
Okay.
Okay, bye bye for now. Bye bye.
Bye bye.